Welcome back to another episode of this next gen career mode. Here we are, Auto Club, about to qualify. Pole is a 39, but you know we're probably going to qualify and say the 30s. Our best career finish so far is at Daytona 500 21st. More than likely, though, we're just going to be a backpack marker for the first season. And if we do a second season, we'll be a mid-team competing for playoffs off of points, actually, and possibly competing for top 10s. This car is only capable of probably going for maybe top 25, top 30. So I don't expect much in this race, but we could possibly sneak in playoffs if we stay above the top 30 in points, though, and win a race. So, but here's our qualifying lap. So we dive down into turn one. I decide that to run the mid lane instead of running the low lane. I know this is pretty weird, but I've had experience on this track before. In low lane, you get loose on the low lane, and it loses even more time. So I just decided to run the mid lane, close to mid lane on the thing. We almost beat our qualifying effort. 37th. It's not that bad. It could be worse. It could be in 40th. So our teammate Corey Wood qualified in 27th. So we don't have pace like he does, unfortunately. The horrible qualifying fan favorite Chase Elliott, Larson. A lot of these guys are here to start in the back. Kyle Busch, he just won last race, starting in 9th. Bubba Wallace, who's in, I think, 35th in points, he's starting in 8th. So Bubba Wallace needs to gain ground, but it will be Bubba Wallace's teammate Kurt Busch on pole alongside his co-owner, Denny Hamlin, with Brad Keselowski, Bowman, Cindric round your top 5, Chastain, Almirola, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, and Stenhouse. And that will round out the top 10. A bunch of horrible qualifying efforts, though. Priest in 32nd. I don't know how to fix the Tyler Reddick and Byron glitch, but hopefully by next season, they will be back. But unfortunately, they will be not in this season. But unfortunately, 9 and 5 are going to have makeup spots, as well as the 19 and the 20. They're all outside of the top 15. But here we go. Auto Club Speedway. Stories of the race. Dan Suarez, who's going to start 23rd, fails optimal scanning. Austin Cindric failed previous inspection. Austin Cindric was starting in the top 5, so that's huge. So we actually get 3 spots gained off of this. Logano was going to start in the top 15, I believe. He crashed. So 2 Penske cars to the back and 1 Trackhouse car to the back, but here we go. I expect these guys behind us to be fast, as the 45 of Kurt Busch is going to lead us to the green flag here at Auto Club Speedway. I don't expect to do much with this car. I want to get my goal is to get a top 25, top 30. We're finishing ahead of people, but our best crew finish is 21st, so that came at a super speedway at Daytona. I'm looking forward to going to Talladega here in maybe a couple of races. That'll probably be in 7 races though before we go to Talladega, but still. But you saw off the exit though, we're actually flying here. I wouldn't say flying, but we are actually competitive all of a sudden. I know we're in the draft, but still, I don't know what it feels like without the draft because we haven't got out of the draft just yet. A little bit of contact with Gillen. We sent it in there. It wasn't really major contact, so we're good. And we're gonna get passed by Lord's Heisman's maybe? No. We're gonna stick behind Priest. Can we get Priest's draft to get clear of Heisman's? Possibly. Sure enough. Logano, these front runners have not done anything. But Bowman, who started on the second row and fourth, has taken the race lead. So Hendrick part of the race lead here. But well, obviously we have no speed for Logano, so might as well let this man pass. I think we're going to go with Logano's draft, see if we can make something happen here. It's probably my fault that we put the draft like on low. I know I had an experience at this track, and here comes Suarez, so I'd say we round out in 33rd once Cindric gets past, but you can clearly see the obvious. I know we're battling with these guys, Gilliland, Harrison Burton, and Cindric. More than likely it's going to be Cindric getting the Rookie of the Year because he's with Team Penske. I think 27th, we got 27th on fresh tires at Las Vegas. So far we haven't placed outside of a 27th finish. Our best finish, like I mentioned, 21st. But our best non-superspeeder finish, 27th, because we put on fresh tires. We're going to get Yaley possibly a little bit of side draft contact. Nick Lloyd, I don't know if we can catch Lloyd up here in the field, but we pulled away from these 34th and back. I wouldn't say we've got a fast car, but it may be faster than Las Vegas, this car. Not the equipment we're in. The equipment we're in sucks, but the fact that we are going to pass. Well, we come home 31st, but I expected this car to be not as good. Haley got a 29th. Your stage winner is Alex Bowman, Chastain in second, Hamlin in third, Ricky Stenhouse fourth, Chase Briscoe in fifth, Keselowski in sixth, Kyle Busch, your Las Vegas winner, in seventh, Christopher Bell in eighth, Kyle Larson ninth, and Chris Buescher 10th. So, for some odd reason, Bubba Wallace, Kurt Busch fell out of the top 10, 16th, and 17th. Even though Kurt Busch qualified the pole, I don't know if he led one lap or not, but here we go. So Bowman is going to lead us to the start of stage 2. I don't expect anything to happen here unless we can get a good enough run in this draft. Wow, do we have a chance at being our team? I doubt it, but still, we're right here in this battle for God knows what position, but I mean, now we have passed our teammate up to 25th. What's going on with this car? We got the corner exit, I don't know what in the world's going on. We're getting past 16 to 21 to 43. Like, what's going on here? Well, that's run stopped. 21 of Burton's going to push us though. It's going to give us momentum off the turn. He pushes us one more time though. Here we are fighting for a top 20. They were leading on each other just a little bit, but it's not like major contact, you know, like spinning them out or anything. So I wouldn't call it clean racing, but it is what it is. We're fighting for every spot we can get. We're up to P18. What in the world is going on all of a sudden? What in the name of Christ? I mean, I expect us to fall back, but still, we're up to P16. We already like all the fast cars, we have passed them. Well, Logano is going to pass us, but we're running up to a top 15. Like, I don't know what to say there. Like, just the fact that Keselowski's outside of the top 10, but you see, we're trying to get Keselowski draft, but we decided that it'd be best to let Logano go because he's probably going to battle for the win. More than likely, that car has more pace than Suarez. But I decided just to let Logano go and follow in behind him in this draft. So we're up to P15. Our goal is top 25, which is 10 spots lower, or at least outside of ahead of a top 30. So 30th or better is what our goal is coming into this race. So 3 laps to go. I mean, we're sitting comfortably P15. We pulled away from Almirola because of this draft with Keselowski. So, I mean, and a little bit of contact with us, Keselowski. We didn't mean to hit him, but we're up to P14. That was just the slightest bit of contact. That was accidental. He's not A Alliance, but, you know, it is what it is. We probably shouldn't have done that to Keselowski like that. It seems like every time in that turn 3 and 4, we get the run off the turn to get possible chance. But do we have a chance, though, getting one stage point? Because you see Logano trying to pass Custer for this final stage point, but you clearly see how hard this car is pushing, but the fact that we are up to P12 fighting for P11 with Custer, I know Logano may pull away, but do we have a shot to possibly run this man down? Pushing Custer because I think that he does have the speed. I'm hoping that he goes side by side with Logano, but I think I'm going to have to make a run for it. I don't know if we push Logano out too far, though. We get the run off the turn, though. We will get the run off the turn. But I don't know if we'll get P11, though. Like, this is going to be close. Or P10, I mean. But unfortunately, Logano is going to come home with the final stage one. But P11 in stage 2, that's a huge ground gain for us. Larson, well, finished 9th again, but Elliott's up to 3rd. So Elliott, I don't believe was in the top 10 when we finished stage. I can't remember. Bowman won both stages, but will he win the race? Harvick in 2nd. Elliott in 3rd. Briscoe in 4th. Kyle Busch in 5th. Your Las Vegas winner, Kyle Busch 5th. Chastain in 6th. Hamlin in 7th. Rick Stenhouse in 8th. Kyle Larson in 9th. And Logano in that. But I'm going to actually decide, instead of pitting for fresh tires, I'm going to decide to stay out because we're sitting P11. like I mentioned, track position is everything. But if we were in the back, if like we were in the 30s, I probably would have came pit road. But we're in 11th. Like this could be, if we finish ahead of our 21st, we will finish best career finish, or we could match our thing. Who knows? But Larson's already mad at us. I don't want to upset Larson more. So you see, we check up a little bit. Logano has to check up for Cole Custer. We're fighting with Cole Custer for P10. So this could be a career best finish. I didn't expect us to be inside the top 10, but we're going to clear Custer off the turn. What in the world? So now we're up to P10 in this race. With only 8 laps to go, we may actually get a top 10, even more than a top 10 though. So all of a sudden we're diving under Chastain and Hamlin. I'm wondering what's going on, if this car is just... Bowman's running top lane, he's not even the leader, so I couldn't believe that it's Elliott. It looks like it is Elliott, but the fact that we are up to P7 in this car is so shocking. I'd be shocked if we won this race, to be honest. You know, our, third start? But there's a possibility. I'm not joking with you guys. Like, or maybe even a top 5 here, because we have the speed, it looks like. Not, I wouldn't say pace, but I think it's just because they gotta keep checking up certain areas of the track, and we're gonna move up to the top of the track. Bowman, the stage 1 and stage 2 winner, is gonna draft us. We're up to 3rd. What in the world's going on with this car? We need someone to draft us if we're going to win this. It's either Briscoe or Bowman. Bowman won those stages. Bowman's got the run, so I'm going to go with Bowman. But then again, the bottom lane, we have the advantage on the bottom lane. Didn't realize that in qualifying. But Harvick is going for Elliott for the race lead. Briscoe is right behind me, but we could get our best career finish of a top 10. If we finish ahead of 21st, that is. We are going to... I hate that we were side by side with Larson there, but I'm talking about people moving up. Well, Suarez is up to P4. No, Trackhouse has not won this season. Trackhouse is probably my favorite team on the grid, though. So... the Suarez actually have a chance, though, to win this race. I mean, looks like it. So, I actually decided that Suarez may have a faster car than Briscoe. So, I decided that Suarez on the bottom lane would give him the bottom lane so he could possibly get past unless we have some kind of... Bowman and us make contact. What's Bowman doing? We're sitting in P4. I mean, top 5. We could score a top 5 here. This would be huge for our career. We've never scored top 10 in our career. I know this is just our rookie season, but the fact that we are out here scoring top 10 is insane. We'll probably have another bad run at, I believe, I can't remember if Homestead or Phoenix is next, but 3 laps to go. Suarez, we're drafting with Suarez, but he has caught up with Elliott and Harvick. Elliott's trying to block Harvick every chance that he can, but this is slowing momentum for both of them. And Suarez is right here within the draft with 3 laps to go. We're sitting in P4. I just don't think we can make any moves on to get to the race lead. But you know, a top 5 finish is huge for this team. Momentum, but I doubt that we're gonna have many good finishes. But it's just pretty interesting that we're seeing P4. 2 laps to go. Suarez, I would say he's right there, but he's unfortunately going to use the top lane. I don't think that's going to benefit him. Yeah, I think he's still going to have the draft of Elliott. Harvick and Elliott are side by side, by the way, so it's not over. Harvick is right now scored as the race leader, and you see all of a sudden with 2 laps to go, Suarez under Elliott. Wait a minute. This is not over. Suarez could possibly steal the race win after starting in the back. This would be huge. Could Suarez possibly dive down on Harvick? Does Harvick, so the stage 1 and 2 winners don't win the race. Bowman, but obviously, Elliott's getting the drive from Suarez. Elliott's getting the drive from Harvick, So it looks like Harvick may win. Suarez could possibly... Oh no, Harvick blocked him. So, looks like Harvick's going to win unless Suarez can make a final run. The checker flag. Wait a minute. Does Suarez have a shot? At the line! What in the heck? At the line, Suarez, side-by-side finish, beat Harvick. He came from the back of the grid. What in the... And they both tie on the race time, but they scored Suarez as the leader somehow. That's crazy. So, Suarez came from the back. On the final few seconds, he managed to beat Harvick. That's crazy. We come in a career best P4. Our last career finish was a 21st finish, but a shocking P4 from us. I don't know where that came from. But now we're seeing 16th. But now Suarez is locked in. I wouldn't consider Priest locked in, so he's going to fall back. But now Suarez is locked in, P17 points. We're above him by 1. But it really don't matter. Elliott is the points leader by 7 points, so you Chase Elliott fans gotta be happy. I'm a fan of Chastain. He's sitting P4, 25 points behind Elliott, but you got ahead for Bowman. He won both stages of this race, and yet he came up unshort. I think he came in 7th? I could be wrong, but I don't know how we scored that P4, but Bowman got the fastest lap. He led the most laps, and he still did not win this race. And shockingly, Suarez started in dead last, like you see. Started 40th, finished first. McDowell started 12th. He finished 32nd. Tough break for him. But you see the top 10 finishing results. So Suarez wins in a shocker, starting in the back. Kevin Harvick with a runner-up finish, and Elliott in 3rd. We get a P4. We weren't with them in the draft, but Bowman was pushing us. So Bowman did get that P5, but Briscoe P6, Larson P7, Kyle Busch P8, and Logano also, who started in 39th, finished top 10, so he finished 9th, but Suarez had a huge drive coming, so that car must have been really fast. And Stenhouse rounds out your top 10. Unnotable names out of the top 10 that you don't expect to be out of the top 10. So Truex finishes 25th for whatever reason. Bell, Cole Custer, they were sitting, Custer was sitting inside the top 10, bound for 10th, but he is what he is. Chastain, who scored a good amount of stage points, doesn't even finish in the top 10. Most notable of this race, but a P4 finish and a shocking winner to end this episode of this next gen career mode, but we'll have to check the playoffs when we get out of this loading screen here. So our next race, we are going to Phoenix. This will be next, I believe it'll be next Tuesday before we upload again, but your playoff grid looking like Kyle Busch is the leader in the playoffs, not in points. Chase Elliott's the points leader. So, for sure, I believe that Suarez and Kyle Busch are for sure locked in. Priest, I don't think Priest is going to make the playoffs, so I'd say Priest is going to be eliminated. So, if that's the case, then it would be Elliott in third, Briscoe fourth, Chastain fifth, Bowman sixth, Larson seventh, Hamlin eighth, Logano ninth, Blaney 10th, Kevin Harvick 11th, Ricky Stenhouse 12th. Ricky Stenhouse is having a good drive this season so far. Bell, who had a bad finish in Auto Club, he will be in 13th. Keselowski in 14th. Almirola in 15th. And the final spot by 2 points would go with Cindric as of now, but technically Almirola is in 16th, but Priest, I don't know where Priest is scored at. He's scored in 24th in points. But, you know, it is what it is. But we're ahead of Corey LaJoie in points. I mean, that's something to achieve. The fact that we get a top 5 finish, but do we make anybody angry? So, looks like most people are neutral. A lot of guys are polite, so we've got no friends yet, but that was our first career top 5 and top 10 finish. We have not led any laps in our career, which we're hoping to do before we end the season, which more than likely is going to happen at Talladega, I would suspect, or maybe even Bristol. We could pull off Shockway at Bristol. Bristol's our favorite track, and our home track as well. Talladega is race 10. We are going in race 4 next Tuesday, I believe. So, more than likely, though, it will be, I'd say it'll probably be a month and a half before we go to Talladega. But I'd say Bristol, I'm marking Bristol as a possible top 10 for this car. But more than likely, I'd say Phoenix, Atlanta, Homestead, Miami, Texas. I'd say we're gonna struggle on all those tracks. But I could be surprised. But more than likely, we aren't going to do good. He'll be back to battling for better than 30th. We haven't placed out of the top 27, so that's our worst finish, 27th. So overall, a good rookie season. I'm shocked that we got P4, but it's what it is. I hope to see you guys for the next episode next Tuesday. Peace.